Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. We're looking today at the Council of Constantinople in relation to the development of Trinitarian doctrine. A lot of people go back to Nicaea, say this is where the Trinitarian formula was done. The Holy Spirit was left undefined there. A lot of oneness people signed on to the Council of Nicaea because it used in certain Greek instances traditional Sabellian languages. There was a lot of different viewpoints at Nicaea, even among the majority party. Constantinople is really where Trinitarianism begins to get firmly defined, and then after that, persecution really hits. So, by the dominant party. So let's get started. We're on plato.stanford.edu, the Stanford Dictionary of Philosophy. It says, by the time of the Council of Constantinople in 381 AD, an anti-subordinationist reading vigorously championed by Alexandrian Bishop Athanasius, who died in 373, had the upper hand. Homoousios was understood as asserting the Father and Son not only to be similar beings, but in some sense one being. Now again, today they would say it's like we're one mankind, but they probably meant it a little closer than that. But if you read like the Cappadocians and stuff, they believe some really strange things. While it stopped short of saying the Holy Spirit was homoousios with the Father and Son, the Council did say the Holy Spirit is worshipped and glorified together with the Father and the Son. By implication, I think they're saying it's homoousios, and added in a letter accompanying their creed that the three are a single Godhead in power and substance. Now, Godhead means one, biblically. It's fleshed out to mean multiple. Like, well, there's one Godhead, there's a council. That's not what that word means really in Greek, but it's beginning to see, the council part here. So Leith in 1982, Tanner in 1990 write about this. Over the ensuing period, the same sorts of arguments used to promote the divinity of the Son were reapplied to the Holy Spirit, and eventually inhibitions to applying homoousios to the Holy Spirit evaporated. Because here's always the big thing, besides the fact that the Holy Spirit and the Father, Romans 8, 9 to 11, among so many others, were seen to be one being, Galatians 1, 2, and on and on. That God is a spirit, so if God's essential nature is a spirit, and how's the Holy Spirit something separate? And this is where you get into centers of consciousness and all of this. But a lot of one-self Trinitarians, most if not almost all, would say that's tritheism, three centers of consciousness. But a lot of your even conservative evangelical, especially apologetic world, is settling on that in the family model of the Trinity, which is pretty much going into tritheism. A lot of one-self models of the Trinity have a lot in common with modalistic or oneness models of the Trinity. Athanasius and others in the prevailing party argued that the salvation of humans required the Son and the Holy Spirit to be equally divine with the Father. This kind of argument depends on various controversial models of salvation, such as the one in which salvation involves the deification or divinization of humans, which can only be accomplished by one whom is self-defined, divine, according to Rusch, 1980. And this is known as theosis. I've done videos on theosis. Despite shifting convictions about what salvation is and how God accomplishes it, this basic sort of argument remains popular. That if Christ and the Holy Spirit were not in the same sense fully divine, then humanity couldn't be saved by their actions. For an influential medieval argument, see Anselm on that. Perhaps the most currently popular such argument is that our forgiveness by God, an infinitely valuable being, requires an atoning sacrifice of infinite value. Hence, Christ has to be fully divine, as only a fully divine being has infinite value. So, I would agree with that. I just wouldn't see them as three persons. I would see them as three roles or manifestations of the one person of God. But of course, each one in those roles, he's still a person, and he doesn't cease being the one person of God in any of those roles. So, God bless you. Thanks for being here. We all just want to love the one true God, Jesus Christ. In him dwells all the fullness of the Godhead bodily. You're complete in him. So, God bless you. We love you. Bye-bye.